Hi. Is this thing on? Hello? Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. 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 Oh, hello. Hi, Pumpkin. Red Woman Cryptid. Hello, Shka. Hello, Shka. Say hello to me and my pumpkins. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi, hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hello. Wow. Hello. This is the pumpkin spice motto. Does she have a name? Kinda, maybe? I don't know. The names that I have come up with include Aki Affogato. Aki meaning autumn, and affogato being a espresso poured over ice cream. Pumpkin Pafu. Pafu means fluffy, like a fluffy pumpkin dessert, and I got something fluffy for you. There's also Amber Azuki. Azuki are red beans, and they're used in street treats. And then Akiyama, which is Autumn Mountain, because my mountains. The harvest was abundant, what can I say? There's also Akina, which is autumn vegetables or autumn greens, or Akihime Kabocha, which is autumn princess pumpkin. So those are some fun names I was able to come up with. But yeah, this is the pumpkin spice, the PSL. I guess you guys can call me PSL for this stream, for pumpkin spice latte. And this is the model. This is the stuff. You know, I got the little green, little dingly earrings, and the glasses, and the necklace has instead of it just being a plain choker, it has a little pumpkin with glowing eyes, and the eyes like pulsate. And then the beanie, and I can take the beanie off, and now you can see my cute little hairs, all my cute hair. And of course, I can also take off the glasses. And so those are toggles. And the model will be released here soon. I think I'm gonna end up tweaking just a little bit here in the bottom of the hair, just to have it move better, but I should be able to probably either release it tomorrow or this evening after stream. But yeah, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is the design come to life. I bring together another Chuba to life from an AI stream. This art is once again completely 100% original, not AI. It is something I drew and rigged. This is just a half body, so I ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan, or hands. But I have all the other important things. Oh, and when and my tongue wags. You're welcome. This will be free to a good home. But that is all I have to show you on this, and we can get in a nugget. I'm a nugget. I'm a nugget. I'm a nugget. like it. Nougat. Okay. Anyways, we will just get right into it. Today we will be going over cryptids. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. The sweet backflip. Thanks, bro. Tongue physics? Yeah. What? We'll see how many times I end up sticking my tongue out on this stream. Hopefully not too much. I was just sitting here putting all my slides together, making everything was put together right, coming up with a name or something, and I just like kept looking over at the model and my tongue would be out and I'd be like, oh boy. Just over here just like it's like one of my fidgets where I just do stupid I don't know, do like tongue flicks. If I know but nobody's gonna be looking at me and they can't see it and I'm bored, I don't fidget with my hands usually because I end up picking at my nails. So then I just do like that, and now I'm just like, she has a tongue. The next Sena 3.0 is gonna have a tongue. Oh crap! So, but yeah, let's get into these slides, and I'm gonna switch myself over to the side of my desk. I fell as in my phone fell. Okay. You probably don't need legs. You know, to be perfectly honest, as much as we all like to see it for a reference image or just to see it moving, I just feel like, I don't know, I almost just kind of feel like there's no need. You know what I mean? As a streamer, for the most part, nobody uses their full body zoomed out on the screen. Because now it's so, if you did their full body, right? Realistically, right, her legs would go on. It'd probably be about this big on the screen. Right about here. For the full body. Maybe a little more. Right? So it's too zoomed out. You can barely see the face. And it feels really impersonal. Whereas being this up close feels a lot more personal for most VTubers. So I would say that this is probably most people's go-to for that reason, but let's take the hat off. Hat on? Hat off. Hat on? Hat off. The glasses stay.
The glasses stay.
Okay. I'll have to get right into it. Post-leg tuber. Honestly, I just feel like if you're just starting out, half-body models are so much cheaper. And if you're worried about people not knowing what your bottom half looks like, get a reference sheet. Full body reference sheet, half body model. The rigging's also cheaper too. So, something to ponder on, I suppose. And before R34 fan art of Legless Spice. Momber. You put that out into the ether, and now they're gonna do it. Madman. Alright. Jeez. This is Into the Cave Cryptids. Do you like my slides? They're so cute. You for sure. Thank you. 89. Thank you for the dono. When my dad is focusing on his work, he sticks his tongue out too. It didn't work out too well for him when he was sliding from my grandparents' house and got a face full of bat poop. I don't usually have my tongue out when I'm outside because there's the risk of someone seeing me. I'm very conscious. I wish I wasn't. Oh, my mic is maxed the fuck out. Sorry. I wish I wasn't too conscious of this kind of thing, but I am. I don't know. My dad raised me in the mindset of it's all about appearances. So it's just oh, okay. I got to be aware of whose eyes are on me. They're on me. They're on me. Ban Mumber. Ban mods. Mods, get rid of this guy. Also, nice to see you. Welcome back, Mumber. Welcome back. Tend to chew my tongue while concentrating. Yeah, or the insides of my cheeks. I feel like I probably have permanent scarring on the insides of my cheeks from chewing on them. I used to get in trouble in elementary school for chewing gum, and they'd be like, "Why are you chewing gum?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm literally not." And they'd look all in my mouth, and they'd be like, "What are you chewing on?" I'm like, "My cheeks. I got some little cheek face, so I chew my little cheekies." Okay. Send it to my tongue. Well, yeah. I'd worry more about hitting your chin and biting through the tongue. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Government eyes are always watching. Chloe! Rah! Oh, I was a minute behind Lamau. Ramo! Okay, sorry. Into the cave, cryptids. I really like this one from Pina. General info. Okay, so what are cryptids? Cryptids are animals that cryptozoologists believe may exist somewhere in the wild, but whose present existence is still disputed or unsubstantiated by science. That is the definition of a cryptid. 2. Every year, there seems to be multiple sightings of multiple cryptids across the globe. The persistence of naturally occurring phenomena may point to the validity of these cryptids, or at the very least, some of them. Number 3. We will be discussing some of the more known ones, as well as the ones most commonly spotted per state in the US. If you don't see one you wanted to see, let me know. Seriously. And if you would like a deeper dive on any of these in particular, let me know that too. These Into the Caves can obviously always be community driven. I can always research something that I don't know about, and it's always fun for me. I like to learn, so it's not like a big deal if you're like, oh, I don't want to learn about this. You should learn about that. I'll be like, okay, sounds interesting enough. I can make a stream out of it. If I can content steal from your guys' little melty brains, I will. Alright, here we go. So the most noteworthy cryptids are Bigfoot and Yetis, the Loch Ness Monster, Chupacabra, Jersey Devils, and Wendigos. Although Wendigos are not just cryptids, they're also like urban legends, as well as like deities within someone else's favorite deities, or just like spirits, monsters. And then Mothman and Thunderbirds. Bigfoot has smelly feet. Oh yeah? Have you sniffed them, buddy? Huh, Capitan? Have you sniffed them, Capitan? You sniffing? You sniffing feet? Look at this man, he over here sniffing feet. Oh boy. I'm embarrassed myself. This tongue thing is gonna out me. They're gonna be like, why does she do this all the time? Why is her tongue always out? When I was in cheer, every picture I took, I always had like my tongue out to the side in like a cute little pose. And they were just always like, Sena, your tongue's always out. Oh man. I can't explain. My mind is a conundrum. Can you sniff what the rock is cooking? Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Oh, man. Stop, because I'll rewatch it. I'll rewatch WWE. Don't encourage me, okay? I still remember my first SmackDown event live. Screaming in the nosebleeds with my Big Show poster with my brother. Well, it's the Big Show! The Big Show! Yeah. No. Alright, this is the Bigfoot. Okay, this is one of the most well-known cryptids of all time. People all across the globe know about Bigfoot. Okay, this picture here is the most infamous picture of Bigfoot. It's also from footage of this supposed Bigfoot walking through the wooded area in California, okay? It's believed to be a hoax, but isn't necessarily. I will say, I'll sit down. Let me read. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Bigfoot, also known as a Sasquatch, is a legendary creature believed by some to inhabit the forests of North America. Described as a large, hairy, humanoid, Bigfoot has been a subject of numerous sightings, hoaxes, and investigations for decades. People think that footage is actually a female. Yeah, they do. They believe that it's a female Bigfoot. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Bigfoot is real. I saw him at Monster Truck Rally. Oh my god. More like Big Booba. Whoa! Okay. While concrete evidence such as clear photographs, DNA, or captured specimens has eluded researchers, tales of encounters and mysterious footprints have kept the legend alive. Often regarded as a mix of folklore, misidentifications, and genuine curiosity, Bigfoot remains one of the most enduring and debated cryptids in popular culture. Except that it is a masked person. Yes! Okay, so there are a multitude of theories regarding Bigfoot, and we'll get into those in a sec. This graph up here is kind of interesting just to look at. The most sightings tend to be on the Pacific Northwest region, okay? I'm talking Northern California all the way up into Washington is the most common sightings. But of course there have been a spike of sightings just in the Michigan region, right there in that Great Lakes area. Now, the least sightings, obviously, are going to be a lot of the places where there isn't as much cold mountainous ranges or vast mountainous ranges, okay? Nevada has pretty big mountain ranges. You have the upper half of Nevada that probably has the most sightings for Bigfoot, but that's only 9 reported sightings. You have Alaska that has quite a few, and then the other smallest state for sightings is going to be right in there on, I believe, I want to say potentially Rhode Island. Potentially. One of them's tiny New England ones. Strangely enough, many rural farming areas in the Midwest too. Yeah. So there's quite a few there. There's surprisingly a good amount in Texas now as well. There is pretty much, like, besides maybe Washington, I would say Texas has the most reported sightings just for cryptids in general. That they have their own separate, like, wikis and lores as well. So Texas sees a lot. And that makes sense. Texas is like its own separate country. I mean, almost every state in the US kind of operates and is so vastly different from the rest of the US, like they might as well be their own countries. They certainly should be governed as such. But you know, yeah. So a lot of the theories are really interesting. One of the theories is that they are people dressed up in suits, and that some of the earliest sightings were probably just extremely affluent furries in, like, the early 1900s. I'm not kidding. So, I guess furries have been around for quite some time, which, I mean, shouldn't be too shocking, you know? Shouldn't be too shocking. People always want to be what they cannot be. And so there have been plenty of times in history where fursuits have been made human-sized in order to look and emulate a specific animal, and not like the cartoonish shit we see now, right? And people would dress up as, like, apes and birds and dogs and shit like that. And they'd meet in secluded areas, like the woods, where society wouldn't look at them and be like, what the fuck? Rightfully so. And this could very well be one of those sightings. Okay, so that's one of the many theories. The other theory is that they are, you know, actual real bipedal apes. I like the idea of them being real. Just the Bigfoot in general being real, and Sasquatches as well, mainly because Northern America does not have a native ape, which just feels wrong. This explains why I saw Bigfoot in JCPenney once. No. Lake Worth in Texas has its own monster. Also, Sena, turn background down a bit. Oh, yeah, sure, sorry. There we go. Is that better? I hope so. No monkey? Yeah, the entire United, States and Canada, so all of Northern America, have no monkeys. Return the monkey. Yeah. Doesn't have any native dinosaurs either. But they do have dinosaur fossils, do they not? I'm fairly certain they definitely do. First of all, are dinosaurs even real? Okay, or did people just find giant Nephilim bones and they just couldn't come up with anything other than giant lizards? Okay, sorry. That's a different stream. Americans have plenty of dinosaurs. Yeah, I was gonna say, way better. This background music is way too strong. Is it really? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. And then this is the Yeti. Okay? Yeti, aka the Abominable Snowman. The Abominable Snowman, also known as the Yeti, is a legendary creature said to inhabit the Himalayan mountain range of Asia. Often depicted as a large, ape-like humanoid covered in white fur, so essentially the snow version of Bigfoot. This elusive cryptid has been a subject of local myths and tales for generations. Western climbers and explorers brought the legend to global attention during the 20th century, reporting unusual tracks in the snow and mysterious encounters. Despite numerous expeditions and investigations, concrete evidence for the Yeti's existence remains elusive. The Abominable Snowman has since become an iconic figure in world folklore, representing the mysteries that still hide in the remote corners of our planet. Yeti is mostly Eastern. Yeah. Elephant skulls, trunk holes, looks like an eye socket, hence Cyclops legend. Snow furry. Yeah. I mean, I know that a good portion of the Himalayas is just, like, uninhabitable, right? But, like, snow monkeys exist, bigger snow apes exist. You know, who's to say? Who's to say? And to be like, oh well, there's not been enough concrete sightings. We'd know by now. Do you know how hard it is to see snow leopards in the wild? Do you know how hard it is to see snow leopards in the wild? Do you know how common it is? Now imagine something much further up where it would be even harder to track. I mean, like, I don't know. When it's all white and completely horrible weather conditions, the elusiveness kind of goes up. And those snow leopards seem to do pretty well for themselves. Imagine a humanoid, ape-like creature that is well-versed in the mountain, well-versed in avoiding humans. I don't know. Potential. You know, some of the first sightings were really just foot tracks, like footprints, tracks in the snow, that were just, like, unexplainable. You know, just too different. Now, of course, people could go, okay, well, that bare human-looking track could have just been someone who had hypothermia and took off all their clothes, because when you do get hypothermia, sometimes you do get delirious and think you're overheating and strip down naked. But maybe. Who knows? That giant? I don't know. Yeti full of silver bullets apparently is not a cryptic hunt. Intelligent and not want to be seen. Yeah, see? Leopards are quite... I like leopards. I like leopards and panthers. They are quite smart. Smart kids. Is only form of few teeth. Is only known from a few teeth. Bears have really obvious bean-shaped feet that go horizontal. Yeah, they call that toes. They like toe beans. Very cute paw prints. You gotta go to Popcorn. They're very cute. Yeah. Alright, the next one is PSL. Oh, not PSL. Wow. Loch Ness Monster. Loch Ness Monster Nessie. Oh, whack-a-mole. Okay, this is the most infamous picture of the Loch Ness Monster. It's a hoax. This is a confirmed hoax. Now, the Loch Ness Monster, affectionately known as Nessie, is a reputed creature believed to reside in Loch Ness, a deep freshwater lake in the Scottish Highlands. Descriptions vary, but many reports depict Nessie as a long-necked creature with humps protruding from the water, drawing comparisons to prehistoric Plesiosaurus, first gaining widespread attention in the 1930s through purported photographs and eyewitness accounts. The mystery of the Loch Ness Monster has since captivated imaginations worldwide. While scientific expeditions have yet to produce definitive evidence of Nessie's existence, the legend endures, bolstering tourism to the area and serving as a beloved emblem of Scottish folklore. Yeah, Nessie is fake. So, Plesiosauruses, I just don't foresee them living that long. Just to be in a Scottish lake. I just don't foresee that. There's quite a few theories. One of my favorite theories is the Greenland shark theory. Off of the Ness River, there is waters that lead to the deep, cold waters of Greenland. And Greenland sharks have been seen and spotted throughout years traveling up towards the Ness River. And sometimes when they come up, their tail fin kind of looks like this little head. And because Greenland sharks can breathe freshwater as well as saltwater, it could very easily have just been a school of Greenland sharks that got a little lost in the loch and then made their way out or past. So it could just be simply that, and then people just carried the legend on. Another one is people really think it might be giant eels. Don't you believe in the oceans being filled with strange mysteries, though? I do. And I feel like a lot of the mysteries are otherworldly. But the loch is not the ocean. I mean, it's connected to a river that does connect eventually back out to the ocean. It's just a lake. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely believable. It could happen. But I feel like a lot of times when these things, like, I'm more of like a deep sea type of person, right? Where a lot of these things that like just seem way too fantastical, I feel like would reside in the deep sea where we have yet to discover them. Whereas a lot of these things that are surface level that come up to the surface, we know by now. So I think that's why I'm like more iffy. I'm always iffy about things surfacing. My favorite shark surfaced a while ago in Japan. The what is it called? The frilled shark. Yes, the frilled ear shark. Eel shark, sorry. And I really liked them. And they were supposed to be extinct, and then they resurfaced. So that's my idea behind it, is that if it is a Plesiosaurus, then the reason we haven't seen it anymore is because they're deep sea. Because we also thought that giant squids were extinct, and then once again surfaced in Asiatic waters from the deep sea. So, sturgeons also get insanely huge. Yeah, it could have been a sturgeon. Other people think it might be a giant eel. As much as we're like, oh, there's no giant coelacanths. Yeah, there's no giant water animals, aquatic animals anymore. First of all, river monsters. Hello. Second of all, if things can just pop up into fresh water, like shallow waters out of nowhere, you bet your bottom dollar it probably exists. I just feel like maybe the Plesiosaurus aspect of it being like a quadrupedal, almost mammalian water creature. It's just not, I don't know, it's just not something I hold to, only because if it's mammalian, then it needs to come up for air and doesn't necessarily have gills, and then we still see it. So the sightings would be a lot more concrete, I think, in that regard. Because they've, like, drained the lock to try and do more scanning and searching. I mean, they've done everything in the lock. So, I don't know. I feel like if it was mammalian, it would need to resurface. That's why I'm like, oh, that's part of the hoax. I think it could be anything else. Anything else. I also love the theory of it being literally just like they saw a whale erection and did not know what they were looking at, because, like, I'm not going to show you. You can look it up on your own time if you really want to, but it's very similar to this shape. And it is a different color than a whale. It's very flesh toned, so it's like, yeah, I'd be a little like, what? Yeah, when I looked up all the different theories, that was one of the ones too. And I had to see whale pee-pee and, you know, put a damper on the night. It could easily be whale pee-pee, who knows? It could be literally any of these things, though. It could be something as simple as Greenland sharks. And now, the interesting thing about it potentially being Greenland sharks is Greenland sharks aren't known to be super migratory. So that would make it interesting, almost like maybe they do a mating ground there, or because they're extremely elusive as well. Like, they're extremely elusive. So it's just kind of like a fun and interesting theory, I think, just as someone who really enjoys the ocean. Lady, scrub your browser. I do, before every stream. I have learned my lesson. Gives the term the bone a new meaning. Yup. Oh, excuse me. Choked on my own spit. Happens. It's so zoomed in. Impossible to tell size. Probably a log floating with branch sticking out. This isn't real. This one's not real. Sorry. Okay. This is the chupacabra. Okay. It's had many different depictions. This is just one of them. I like the one that kind of looks like a bat almost, but like on all fours. But there have been times that make it look more alien, or more lizard-like. So the descriptions vary. Chupacabra, whose name translates to goat sucker in Spanish, was a creature of modern Latin American folklore, known for its purported attacks on livestock, particularly goats, leaving behind blood-drained carcasses. Descriptions of the creature vary, with some depicting it as reptilian beasts with spikes or quills running down its back, and others describing it as a hairless dog-like entity. First reported in Puerto Rico in the 1990s, tales of the chupacabra quickly spread throughout the Americas. Despite the numerous accounts, concrete evidence of the chupacabra's existence remains elusive, and many reported sightings are often attributed to wild animals or cases of mange. The chupacabra remains a popular figure in urban legends and contemporary mythology. I've seen one, I seriously believe. Middle of the night, crossing the road, creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, so I kind of lean on the idea that if they look more dog-like, it is more than likely a coyote or a coy dog or a fox or maybe even some sort of wolf with mange. And dogs, when they are almost fully hairless and super mange riddled, are horrific. But the more lizard reptilian, I feel like there's some credence there. Now, there have been a couple of sightings that turned out to be iguanas, like actual reported sightings, and then people found out it was just an iguana. Just a giant iguana. But I don't know. I feel like reptilian, I don't know. Lizard people? Ooh. Oh, could be some sort of wandering lizard man. Who knows? So. How about the red-haired giants? Which one? Loveland creature Mexican flavored. Yeah, I don't know. Except the first sighting was Puerto Rico. Which was like a fun fact that I learned today. I was like, what? They're not Mexican? What the hell? I thought chupacabras were very, very much like, yes, Latin, but like Mexican. But no, they're Puerto Rican. So technically, they're American. The next one is the Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil, and I like the Jersey Devil actually. I like the idea of like weird bird people. The Jersey Devil is a legendary cryptid said to haunt the pine barrens of southern New Jersey, stemming from colonial era folklore. The creature is often described as having a kangaroo-like body, the head of a goat or horse, bat-like wings, cloven hooves, and a high-pitched scream, like a wow, wow. It's like that. Wow. One prevalent origin tale tells of Mother Leeds, who, upon expecting her 13th child in the 18th century, cursed it to be a devil. She's one of them. So it's just Sena then? Upon its birth, the creature reportedly transformed into the monstrous being and fled into the woods. So she gave birth to a devil baby. And it's the first Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil is a hammerhead bat. I'm almost sure of it. Look them up. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I'll do that in a sec. Cursed it to be a devil. Upon its birth, the creature reportedly blah blah blah. Over the centuries, numerous sightings and encounters have been reported, but conclusive evidence remains elusive. The Jersey Devil has since cemented its place as a chilling piece of local lore and a popular subject in American pop culture. So it allegedly came from a witch-like figure? No. It seems like she was just like a mom and it was her 13th kid and maybe I don't know, maybe pilgrims didn't like the number 13. Who knows? Alright, hammerhead bat. Hammerhead bat. Ooh! What the hell? What the hell? Girl. Oh, that took me out of my element. Oh my lord. Ew. Oh my lord. Ew! Oh my god, okay. Ew, what the frickity? What the frickity? Look at that shit. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it. Oh my god. Nice bat. He's smiling. I don't like the nose. I don't like the eyes. Not a fan. Also, they're like they're from Africa. They bless the rains down in Africa. Are you suggesting that an African bat came here? What happened to his mouth? Where is his mouth? That's the real question here. Where is his mouth? Notifications have failed me. Time to play catch up. Hi, Rivian. I'm sorry. Hopefully I have... What's it called? Playback on. Oh god, I don't remember the name. It doesn't matter. But yeah. Hideous thing. Very, very uggo. Very uggo. Not a fan. Are you suggesting coconuts migrate? Have you seen a colugo? No? What's that? Oh god. Hold on, don't derail me too much. Colugo. Colugo. Inches. Oh, those aren't bad. They look like sugar gliders. It's a fucking monkey! It's just what it is. It's one of those, you know? He's fine. Just a fun little Jersey boy. Yeah. You know what? That bat does look like it's from New Jersey. Okay. A monkey! Okay. Next up, we have Wendigo. One of my favoritos. The Wendigo is a malevolent spirit from Algonquin Native American folklore believed to haunt the forests of the Great Lakes region and the northeastern United States, as well as parts of Canada. Because, you know, they have to be in on everything. They said, it's in the forest? What about us? We have lots of forests, eh? Overrated, shut up.
So, you're overrated, your mother! Your mother!
Yaddles. Yaddles. It's a fun thing. Okay. Often associated with cold weather, famine, and starvation. He's got a YouTube career. Yeah, see? Leave me. The Wendigo is said to emerge during times of scarcity, driving individuals to cannibalism. Described as a gaunt, emaciated figure with a heart of ice, it is believed that humans who resort to consuming human flesh can become Wendigos themselves, consumed by an insatiable hunger. Over time, the legend has been incorporated into horror literature and films, symbolizing the darker aspects of human nature and the dangers of unrestrained greed and hunger. Now, the nice thing, the Wendigo inspired many internet deep divers. Yes. The Wendigo is a malevolent spirit. It's also a cryptid. Some people have, and still do, report sightings of Wendigos or Wendigo-like creatures. Now, the descriptions of Wendigos do vary a little bit, but the one thing remains is a deer head skull with full raccoon feathers. Next, the Wendigo would get a job at Hasbro these days. Snow-based Bigfoot. Me when they try to make me eat the bugs. Oh, yes. The Mothman is a cryptid legend rooted in the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, with the most famous sighting occurring between 1966 and 1967. Described as a large, winged humanoid with glowing red eyes, the Mothman was reportedly seen by multiple witnesses over a span of months, generating a mix of panic and intrigue. The creature became even more enigmatic when it was supposedly linked to the tragic collapse of the Silver Bridge in 1967, leading some to believe the Mothman serves as an omen of impending disaster. While it's true, nature and origin remain shrouded in mystery, Mothman has since been immortalized in books, films, and the annual Mothman Festival in Point Pleasant. My neighborhood, yo! AKA Moth Monster Man. Yes. Hope we cover the Hobbitonville Goblins. We're covering the most popular. Probably the most popular. I do have like a general list pulled up, but we can go over that shortly. That. The Mothman is very easy to beat. Just make one giant lamp.
Lol.
My boy Mothman. Heck yeah. I like Mothman. Mothman's a good one because it serves as an omen. I like the idea of that. I think that might not even just be like a cryptid. It might even be like your own subconscious, right? Being like, spidey senses is tingling, and sometimes people personify weird things. You know? Maybe they saw a moth as it flew by and they were like,
Something's gonna happen. And it was like,
giant moth. Or maybe it really is Mothman. Maybe the Mothman is the protector of West Virginia, and he was like, this is my land, this be my state. You know? I'm mostly familiar with Mothman due to Fallout 76, but I realized recently that I saw that Gear movie when I was younger. Hi, Sena, my internet is poo-poo now. Hi, Obagi! I'm sorry your internet's poo-poo. I'm more familiar with it from the SMT games. Roos is now forklift certified. Welcome! Moom. Yeah, only predicted one thing, supposedly. Exactly. Okay. And then I think this is the last one to cover, like, of the more popular. This is Thunderbird. I also really like the Thunderbird. My mom has a Thunderbird story, and I can share that after this. So the Thunderbird is a legendary creature deeply rooted in Native American folklore, especially among tribes of the Pacific Northwest, the Great Plains, and the Great Lakes regions. Often described as a colossal-sized bird with immense wingspans and thunderous flight. The Thunderbird is said to control the elements, particularly storms. As it flaps its wings, thunder rumbles, and with the blink of its eyes, lightning is said to flash. While traditional interpretations see the Thunderbird as a spiritual figure or protector, some modern sightings claim encounters with large unknown birds, linking them to the ancient legends.
Thunder turd.
Whether viewed as a powerful totem or a mysterious cryptid, the Thunderbird remains a symbol of nature's majesty and mystery. Now, giant birds have existed. Giant birds do exist. Big birds like this have potentially existed. They only died out from competing for food. Yeah! And so, my mom has a story. Now, this is when my little brother, my older brothers were little. I was not born yet. And she was a sad mom. When she first started out in her motherhood journey, she was very sad. She was just like lonely all the time, yada yada, depresso. She had horrible postpartum. And, you know, she was not in a good spot mentally. She was constantly just like thinking of dying. And that's pretty heavy, right? Well, one day she's driving. I don't remember where she said she was headed. But she was driving and both my brothers were in the back seat in their little car seats. And it was pouring rain with thunder and lightning. And it was just like an insane torrential downpour. And I mean, she had hyperplaned a couple times, almost spun all the way out. And she was just, you know, getting them little urges of like, what if I just drove off the side of the road, you know? And she didn't have anyone behind her. She was not doing good mentally, right? And she came to a slamming, screeching stop because there was a ginormous bird. Now this is, you know, granted this is before like smartphones, so she couldn't just like whip out her phone and take a picture. And she's like, I wish I could have, but there was a giant bird in the middle of the road. And it just would not move. She was there, staring at it, and it was staring back directly into her eyes. And it was almost like, I don't know, like, she said it was like striking the fear of God in her. Of just, you will live. You will live. You need to live. You will live. And, I mean, it just wouldn't move. Finally, it flew off, and she finally got to drive past, right? The starring Patrick, yes. Terror birds were after dinosaurs and the extinction event, I believe. So, she saw that after the fact, and she's like, it wasn't a vulture, it wasn't like, one of them other big birds, it just
was different. It was absolutely gigantic, ginormous, gigantic. And it was like the size of her car. And she never has seen anything like it since. And she has never also been like, I'm just gonna try it off the side of the road. My children in the backseat ever since either. So, I don't know. What the? Yeah. Yeah. Gigantic. Built different. Yeah, I guess so. That's the story. She definitely can tell it better. Okay, these are noteworthy sightings. The Mothman, okay, December 15th, 1967, the Silver Bridge, okay? And let me read the not turn in. Okay. Mothman, defender of the Nightman. Okay. On December 15th, 1967, the Silver Bridge that connects West Virginia to Ohio collapsed without warning. Dozens of cars plunged into the frigid waters of the Ohio River, killing 46 people. Some say he was a harbinger of death and believe that his appearance foreshadowed the collapse of the Silver Bridge, as he had been spotted days before in front of the bridge. Next, defender of Mothton. Harbinger of doom. Harbinger. We already went over this, and I'm already doing it wrong. Okay. Next, the first sighting was by Saint Columba, a literal priest, in 565 AD. Okay, some poor Catholic priest went out and was like, you know, poor guy was probably having like his Sunday walk, you know, looked out and saw whale dong. So and there have been numerous sightings since. There's not a lot of like current day sightings, so there's that to kind of just think on, ponder in your heart. Then there's Bigfoot. The most infamous was the Eureka, California sighting in 1967. And that one was by the Patterson-Gimlin film. It's a minute-long video that appears to show a female Bigfoot, later nicknamed Patty, walking through a clearing in Northern California. The film is still often held up by Bigfoot believers as the best piece of evidence for the creature's existence. Jeffrey Meldrum, a professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University and author of Sasquatch Legend Meets Science, is one of the few scientists to publicly back the film and the existence of Bigfoot. Meldrum told Live Science that not only is he convinced the film is real, but believes it's grown more credible over time. The creature's walk was criticized in the 1960s for being too human, but Meldrum argues that subsequent scientific discoveries, such as Lucy, an extinct 3.2 million-year-old human ancestor, reveal our ape-like ancestors walked upright, so there's now a scientific justification for the creature's human-like gait. They just don't make cryptids like they used to. Yeah. How could they tell? How would they know? How would they know? Okay. Imagine you're just trying to go about your day and a couple hairless apes start watching you and filming you. Real. Imagine. What are they doing? Why are they holding things at me? Am I in danger? Am I in danger? We traded cryptids for creepypastas and analog horror. I guess so. Now, the Yeti. The first reported sighting was 1832 in the Himalayas. It was reported by the British explorer B.H. Hodgson, and he had just come across snow tracks. And then there's been countless other Yeti sightings, none more famous than the one reported by mountaineer Reinhold Messner in 1986. He claimed to have seen Yeti on 2 separate occasions while climbing Mount Everest, and his account helped fuel public interest in these elusive creatures. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my head is starting to hurt. I'll have to take some Motrin. The local Himalayans knew of them in local lore way before. Yeah. Like from ancient days. Yes, you are correct. Yes. Yeti was like a Himalayan version of the Wendigo almost. Not like in its lore, but just that the natives were like, yeah, there's something up there. There's a reason we won't go up, not just because the air's thin. Hombre, like, we're not going up there. Reinhold is the ultimate mountain Chad.
The Chad of all Chads, or mountain of all mountains. More like Snow Bigfoot.
Yes, no. It is more like Snow Bigfoot. I was just saying, like, the lore of having a pre-existing lore with a different culture than, just like a white person. I saw it with my own 2 eyes, I saw it. Yeah. And then there's the Chupacabra, which was first spotted in Puerto Rico in 1995 specifically. When farmers began reporting the mysterious deaths of their livestock, the animals were found with puncture wounds on their necks and bodies drained of blood. There have been many sightings, no hard evidence, and some believe the Chupacabra is a product of folklore, and some believe it's just something that hasn't been cited, and your best chance of ever seeing a Chupacabra is in Texas, supposedly. My favorite cryptid is the French. You like the frogs? You like frogmen? Yuck. The question is, does Yeti get royalties from the people selling coolers with his name? Probably not. I'm just telling you that. And then Wendigo. The Wendigo was spotted by Cree chiefs and native chiefs and natives in general. One of the most noteworthy was a Cree chief named Jack Fiddler, who claimed to have killed over 14 Wendigos in his lifetime in the 1990s. Most famous cryptids, their favorite food is human flesh. Not a lot of other cryptids are reported to eat humans. In fact, a lot of them seem to be more like omnivores or herbivores, or just like livestock. People who believe in the Wendigo also believe it is notoriously hard to kill, that they're immune to bullets and fire, and that the only way to kill it is to cut off its head and burn its body. Which, in some urban legends, is the only way to kill a vampire as well. Sometimes it's a wooden stake through the heart, sometimes it's silver bullets, and sometimes you have to cut off the head and burn the body. So, you see that pretty common amongst cryptids and monsters and demons and things like that, to cut off the head, burn the body. Man, bear, pig! Alright, so from there, I will read off a list and a brief description of most of the other cryptids that weren't covered today. Because then we will go on to the next one. So, we're gonna go by aquatic or semi-aquatic. So you have the Cadborosaurus, or the caddy, which is a Pacific Coast or North, like PNW America, which is kind of like their version of Loch Ness. You have Champy, which is in Lake Champlain from North America, which is also another Loch Ness. You also have the cryptid whales, Gigliolis whale, right? Rhinoceros dolphins, high-fin sperm whales, Alula whales, and unidentified beak whales. This is all across the different oceans. You have the Dobhar Chew, which is a water hound, or a king otter. That's weird, huh? That's a little different. There's a shoot. With this keyboard. I Don't need this keyword. Move. Move. Okay, sorry. Oh, yeah, good point. Big things in the deep of Lake Michigan and Superior. Yeah, and it might even have a portal. Most things die without the head, except that creepy chicken. Yeah. Streaming casualty. Yes. A jackalope is a cryptid? Yeah. I'd say so. The Dobhartu is an extra large otter-like carnivorous aquatic mammal, and it's found in Ireland. You also have the Gloucester sea serpent, which is found in Gloucester, or Cape Ann, which is a large serpent. You have the Limish, or the Imish, which is a mix of a jaguar and otter in Patagonia. I thought it was just Pippa with a horn on her head, oh god. How about mermaids or little people? I would say they're also cryptids. I'd go as far as to say, I mean, I feel like they fall just the way that Wendigos do, where it's like, part urban legend, part monster, part spirit, and part cryptid. But I would say by and large they're a cryptid. Gloucester. Yeah, Gloucester. That's how it's pronounced, right? Gloucester? Gloucester. I'm from Gloucester. Yeah, that's correct. Fucking. That's gotta be correct. Right? Gloucester. Look up hoop snakes. They're silly. Oh boy. Maybe after. And then you have the Igopogo, which is a lake monster in Lake Simcoe, Ontario, Canada. Then the Ishi, which is also a lake monster for Japan, and the Lavankir Devil, which is a lake monster for Russia. Little people are also called Mimigi Sowak. Best way to spell how it's pronounced. Okay, so Mimigi Yosowak. Mimigi Sowak. Mimigi Sowak. Pronunciation of some of those English places are hard. Ultra Mega Chicken needs to be real. Mermaids are absolutely cryptids. There's a myth of little people in North America too. I like little people. Little people. Yeah, like Secret World of Ariadne, the evil. And then there is the Loch Ness Monster, obviously. The Loveland Frog, which is from Loveland, Ohio. The Frogman. We've covered him before. We did a whole stream on him. And then you have Lucia, which is a giant octopus in the Bahamas. Mamlambo, which is lake monster in South Africa, which the name fits for South Africa. A lot of like Mamadou, Muhammad, a lot of Ma names. And then you have Manipogo, which is Lake Manitoba in Canada, and the Megalodon. Meg, I'm pretty sure is real, not a cryptid, just, you know, is potentially not around anymore. Potentially. I used to hear stories of little people when I grew up in the Great Lakes region, but mostly more towards the Ohio and New York areas. Yeah, I hear little stories about little people out here from time to time, and it's quite interesting. I like the idea of it, but I feel like if I saw one, I'd lose my marbles. I'd be like,
what am I looking at? What am I looking at?
Megalodon's overrated. You're overrated. Extinct. Bravo. Mokole Mbembe is from the Republic of Congo, and it's another Loch Ness. And then Ogopogo, another Loch Ness in Canada. A sea serpent for all bodies of water. You have Selma, which is another Loch Ness / serpent in Norway. Stellar sea ape. Now this one's fun. So Stellar Sea Ape also kind of opens up to the idea of mermaids, which is the Pacific Ocean. And I would say then mermaids for all oceans. Or sirens, which there is a difference. Something lives in the atmosphere and that is creepy as fuck. Yes. The worst thing she could say is no. Like a hat. Bigfoot in Wisconsin around the lakes. I didn't realize there were so many Nessie like creature stories. Yeah, every place has their own Nessie essentially. If there's like a fresh body of water, they have a Nessie. And then the British big cats in Great Britain. I don't know why that's a myth, but I feel like big cats, not like the lynx. Like people think that they're still like lions roaming about. And then there's the Bukit Timah monkey, which is Singapore, and it's a hominid or like huge like Bigfoot essentially. Just so drunk in Wisconsin guy down in the dells. Then of course the chupacabra, and then the Dover demon, which is Dover, Massachusetts. Then the eastern cougar, the lizard man of Scape or Swamp, which is South Carolina. Okay. Then you have the Malagasy hippo of Madagascar, the Mapingari of the Amazons, which is a giant ground sloth. Or they believe that is still around. Born and lived in Wisconsin. Check the Chinese dragon bones. Michigan Dogman, which is from Michigan, a humanoid dog. Then you have the Minhocao of South America, which is a Caecilian, like a big earthworm, a giant earthworm. You have the Mongolian deathworm and the moa. You have New Zealand and Gobi Desert. The moa is the flightless giant bird of New Zealand. And then the Mongolian deathworm, which is a huge worm that eats people alive in the Gobi Desert of Asia. Then you have the Nandi bear, which is Eastern Africa. It's supposed to be like a ginormous bear. And then you have the Queensland tiger, the Thessaline, which is a marsupial Tasmanian tiger wolf, which did exist at one point in New Guinea. And then the Zanzibar leopard. Now some of these are like actual animals, but people still report seeing them, and that's why they end up on cryptid. And then you have the almas, which are non-human apes in Asia, the Amamango in the Negros Occidental Philippines, the Barmano of Middle East Asia, Bigfoot of the US and Canada, the Chachunya of Russia. These are all like apes, Bigfoot-like things. You have the Fook monster in Arkansas, Honey Island swamp monster in Louisiana, the Orang Pendek in Sumatra, the Nitawal in Sri Lanka, the skunk ape in Florida, because of course, Florida.
Not only is it an ape, but it stinks.
You have the Yeren of China, the Yeti of the Himalayas, the Yowie of Australia. And then for flying, we have the Jersey Devil, the Mothman, the Rhodey, which is worldwide, of a skyfish, small flying stick-like creatures. And then the Ropin, which is a large bat-like creature, or pterosaur in New Guinea. And the Thunderbird of North America. And that is just like a huge generalized list for you. Just to cover all my bases. Yowie. The BL cryptid. The what of Australia? Yowie. Y-O-W-I-E. What is it? Yowie? Probably Yowie. It's probably I'm pronouncing it phonetically. More than likely pronounced Yowie. Unfortunately. I can't believe it. I was so mad when I found out that's how it's pronounced. I always thought it was Yoy. I don't know why. Yoy. Yoy. I'll just read some Yoy and some Yuri. Oh boy. Yowie and Yuri makes more sense. Yowie. Yuri. Not Yoy. Yowie Tribani. Yowie Shaggy. I've got 2 words for you. Wampus cat. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this is the most common via your state. So, if you're American, God bless you. If you're not, God help you. But this is the most popular per state. So for Bama, we got werewolf. for Arkansas, we also have werewolf. You're gonna see a couple of repeats, quite a few. And then for Arizona, you've got Thunderbird. For, wait, AK's Arkansas, right? AR. No, AK's Alaska. Okay, AK's Alaska. So for Alaska, you got the werewolf. Arizona's the Thunderbird, and Arkansas's the Fook monster. Thank you. Holy cow. I'm like, wait, hold on. That's not quite right. I'm usually pretty good at this. Okay. And then you have, for California, the Loch Ness monster, which, it's just so weird that that's the most common. And then Colorado, you got the Yeti. For Connecticut, you've got the Mokele Mbembe, which is also just another Loch Ness. For Delaware, you have the Loch Ness. For Washington, D.C., you have the Snallygaster. The hell is a Snallygaster? California, Scotland. Life was hard in Scotland. Okay, I have to know, what the hell is a Snallygaster? Snally. Jesus. Gaster. The hell? What the hell? Ew. A bird reptile chimera originating in superstitions of early German immigrants. God, wow. That's ugly. It's like a naked lizard chicken. It's just your average politician. Yeah, a politician, basically. So, I guess that makes sense that it's DC. Jesus crikey. And then you have the skunk ape for Florida. So, you know, Bigfoot Bastinky. Georgia and Hawaii both have the Loch Ness. For Indiana, it's Bigfoot. For Illinois, doesn't exist. It's Loch Ness. Doesn't exist. Indiana's the werewolf, and so is Iowa. Kansas is the chupacabra. Kentucky and Louisiana are both the werewolf. Maine is... Hold on. Emmy is Maine, right? Yeah. Emmy is Maine, so Dover Demon. And then Maryland for the Loch Ness Monster. And then Massachusetts for Pukwudgie. This is fun, because then I can kind of look it up on the fly. Pukwudgie. Ew! Oh, ooh. A person of the wilderness. They were said to be small creatures. It's just a little person, ranging from knee height to about 3 feet tall, with human-like features, yet sporting larger ears, noses, and fingers. Their skin has been described as gray and smooth, and they have often been compared to trolls and goblins. So just like a little fae people of Massachusetts. Something in Harry Potter, kinda. And then in Michigan, we got the Michigan Dogman. For Minnesota, we have the Wendigo. For Mississippi, we have the Chupacabra. For Missouri, we have the Chupacabra. And for Montana, we have Bigfoot. In Nebraska's the Yowie. Nevada's the Chupacabra. New Hampshire's the Dover Demon. New Jersey's the Jersey Devil. New Mexico's the Chupacabra. New York and North Carolina are both the Loch Ness Monster. North Dakota's the Thunderbird. Ohio is the Loveland Frog. Oklahoma's Chupacabras. Oregon is Bat Squatch, which is the Sasquatch, but a bat. Then you have PA, which is Pennsylvania, the Loch Ness Monster. Rhode Island, which is also Little People Pukwudgies. Oh, I like that. South Carolina is the Loch Ness Monster. South Dakota is the Ogopogo, which we described earlier, which is just another Loch Ness. Tennessee is the Mokele Mbembe, which is also in Loch Ness. Texas is the Chupacabra. Utah is the Skinwalker. That makes sense. Oh yes, I would just let my little young children wander out into the desert because there's too many boys and we have to marry them off to their uncles. Yes. What horrible demon and entity could possibly come of them? Oh no. But you know. Oh god. And then oh brother. Vermont and Virginia are both the Loch Ness Monster. Washington is the Kraken, West Virginia's the Mothman, Wisconsin's the Wendigo, and Wyoming is Bigfoot. And then, that's all the states. My state is werewolf. Never heard of sightings. Yeah. I mean, my home state is a chupacabra, but I don't think I've ever actually heard of sightings either. I think I've heard of other types of sightings. And then, where I'm at now, I have never heard of a Loch Ness Monster sighting. But I assume it's probably closer towards the Great Lakes. So they do kind of overlap. Chupa here too. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Okay. Now this is the fun part. I get to tell you about cryptids I grew up with. So, if you guys are not aware, I was raised by Appalachians. My whole family is pretty much from the Appalachian South. Even though I sound like this, if I'm off the phone with my dad or my mom, I'm going to sound like this, all drawn out, long and slow. And I'll tell you all about, and I sound like Forrest Gump, and I'll tell you all about all the things that I used to learn from my dad. My dad and his siblings would tell me these ridiculous stories, and they're actually real, and they actually, potentially exist. Nice. I live in the Appalachians now. I like the Appalachian. I like Appalachia. It's very nice. Yeah, Appalachia. Yeah, so my dad used to call it the Appalachias, right? When he was around Western people, so that way people wouldn't make fun of him. But so I grew up thinking Appalachia was pronounced Appalachian, which is just a sin. Until my aunt was like, "Girl, what are you saying?" I was like, "Appalachia." She was like, "Girl, it's Appalachia." I was like, "Oh, what the hell, Dad?" Your switch is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sugar. I really appreciate that. I really do. Okay, so I think this stuff is fun. Okay. First, we got the Goat Man. Okay. Oh shoot! I just closed down that. La 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 la. Hey hey hey. Goodbye.
The Goat Man.
Goat Man. The Goat Man's pretty bad, actually. Southern Sena best my whole life. That's fine. Okay, so the Goat Man is supposedly a demonic entity that assaults women. Okay, it's been reported to sneak into women's homes and assault them. And they do not look like, Mr. Tumnus from Narnia, where it's half man body, half goat body. No, they're full-on satyrs, just bipedal goats. There's quite a few of them. They're very common in Maryland for reportings. And my dad was born in DC but has lived in Maryland, West Virginia, Kentucky, and the Carolinas all growing up. He kind of just went where work was because it was a very poor and big family. So, Cosby goats. Yeah, pretty much. And then you got wood boogers. Now this is funny. You got yourself a wood booger from the southwest forest of Southwest Virginia, okay? Not southwest, but West Virginia in the south. It was given to them because it was like a Bigfoot, but they were also like a boogeyman. They're known, in lore at least, to snatch up children. So they're like a boogeyman, but they are very similar to Bigfoot. So, enters your house, insults your wife, refuses to elaborate, leaves. Harvey Goatstein, real. Alabama has Alabama White Thing, Sipsy Creature, Ataputa Tacoma, Tosi, Chalk V, Huggin' Molly, Witch in the Woods, Cinti Lapita, Nalusa Cheeto, Nalusa Falea, Hashok Aqua, Kriga, Kashagatapalo, Ishkatini, and Biskanik. My papa's from Alabama, but we don't really talk about that. and my mom's bio dad's from there, but obviously, once again, don't really know them. I do have family in Bama. I just don't know them. My mom's from Louisiana, so she's raised by someone from Louisiana and someone from Bama, so. For years, I thought a Woodburger was a big drip of pines out. Really, no. They go out, and you go out into the woods, and they'd be like, you look out, you better behave, and you better come back before the lights are all out, because the wood booger come and get you, and they come snatch you up. So, now this is one of my favorite cryptids of all time. They are so freaking creepy. This is, I swear I have seen one. I swear I've seen one. Very spoopy, okay? Not deer. Okay, it's a more predatory looking one, and by predatory I mean like wolf-like, rather than prey. They are a lot like deer. From far away they look like deer, but they have eyes on the front of their head instead of the sides. More prey animals always have eyes on the sides of their heads, but predatory animals have eyes on the front of their heads. So a not deer has eyes on the front of their head, and they're just off. They are not afraid of humans. They're not, like, aggressive. They just aren't deer. They're just not right. And it's like an eerie feeling when you see them. Sometimes people have said that they've seen multiple eyes on them. The distinction of just the eyes being on the front of the head is the first thing you'll notice when you're upon one super close up. Very, very spoopy. You know, I would say to me, like, it's more spoopy in the idea of seeing something that just, like, seems to go against the laws of nature, rather than just, like, seeing something scary, or seeing something aggressive. And so for me, a not deer is actually really spooky. And I feel like I definitely saw one, like, oh god, in my childhood, in the woods, and just, I don't know. It was freaky. I didn't feel like it was right. It was too, like, friendly, where, like, normally deer, if you move and you see one and they make eye contact with you, if you move, like, they go galloping off in the distance with their little butts and their little poop following them. And like, oh, I'm scared, poop, poop. And they go running away because they're like that. This one, you know, just like was a little too like orbs in the front of its head, and it's just like, I know you, I see you, I see you. You know, it was a little scary. It did eventually leave, and I did eventually leave as well. But I was afraid. I didn't want to move. Was afraid it might charge because it had antlers. So, did it come up? No. We just stared at each other from a little distance. And the more I stared, the more I was like, is that a deer? Are you a deer? So, that's my little story. Disembodied voices? Ooh, that's also spooky. Never respond to voices calling in the woods. Also late at night in your house. If it's just you alone in the home, and someone's not talking directly next to you as a person in your, like, vicinity, and they're there with you in person, do not respond. You know, there's been a couple times in my own apartment that I've heard my name, and I've just been like, and not said anything, because I was just like, either it's my own auditory hallucinations, which are real and happen, or, you know, something scary. But yeah. Looked at him, and he looked at me, and he said, what? Do you want a cheeseburger? A tasty cheeseburger. I'm waiting you. I will wait for you. Won't be long, cheeseburger. My yummy cheeseburger. Yeah. Thus, no Ouija board. Never, ever. No. mean, if I won't watch like a scary movie that is a little too demonic, why would I have a Ouija board? I have been asked multiple times to participate. I've also been asked to do the stupid Charlie thing with the pencils, and I was like, no. Because even if it isn't real, you put enough credence and importance into it that it could easily open things up to things, and I am not willing to find out. Fuck around, find out. No thank you. No thank you. I'm all set. Okay. Chronic wasting disease? Potentially. Who knows? What's a deer with chronic wasting disease look like? Deer with chronic wasting disease. No, it wasn't skinny though. It looked healthy. I don't know what it could have been. I mean, it could have potentially been. Who knows? I also could just be misremembering I was a child, and the memory is a funny thing. So, okay. This is, I think the last slide, yeah, before the end. This is my recommended for the spooky month. Okay, this is a nice segue for Appalachia. This isn't sponsored in any way, by the way. It was just something I felt like adding in the end where I was like, wait. Oh my god, I could recommend this and get people to listen to it. Okay. This is Old Gods of Appalachia. It's technically a podcast, but it's not like an interview, someone talking type shit. It's just someone reading out Appalachian stories or folktales. Sometimes they act it out a little bit. It's a really good podcast, and it airs semi-regularly. Has 53 episodes so far. You can find it on most streaming services or just their website. And each episode is its own story, so there's no real continuity there, and you can kind of just pick up wherever. I don't listen to it when I go to sleep, for obvious reasons, but I really like it. It's really good, and I really recommend it. The readers got a decent voice, and it's very atmospheric, and it just takes me back to hearing these types of stories growing up. So really nice. I don't know why, just like dipping into like Appalachian lore, I was like, wait, oh my god, this is such a good like spooky recommendation for the month. But it's a little spooky. It is a little spooky. It's a horror themed podcast. So I recommend it. Once again, it's not sponsored. I don't know these people. They don't know me. I just like it. So I recommend the Lore podcast. Yeah, Lore is pretty good too. Yeah, I grew up listening to Lore. Does that make you feel old? Okay. The end. La. Hope y'all enjoyed. That is the entire podcast. Not podcast, wow. I'm still on that. That is the stream. Let's go all the way back to the first. This was a longer one. I tried to make sure it was actually long for once, like long. But yeah. And this will be probably the last time you see Pumpkin Spice on my channel, PSL. Mainly because, well, she's not like mine. Like, I'm not gonna become Pumpkin Spice. So, no worries there. You're not gonna lose me, guys, don't worry. But yeah, this is me for now. For this stream. And then I'll release her to the public and someone can pick her up. Or not, I mean, like, I won't be offended, but it'd be very cool to see someone stream with this. Oh. She's beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the stream. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to release a video soon of just the art. Procreate's really good for creating time lapses because you don't have to push screen record. You cannot do that in Live 2D. You have to screen record, and I just don't. I don't have that, so because I worked on it infrequently, so I really wanted to pump this out a lot quicker, but I just lacked motivation, and I actually didn't have the time because I just had a lot of commissions to work on and, you know, paying people versus a silly project, you know? So, wah, 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 wah. This is a full package, the full AI package design. Still pretty damn fast. Yeah, I'd say so. So, you know, there's some slight jank here and there, but, you know, for a free model, we're doing pretty good. A themed model that isn't too out there, you know, we're doing pretty good. I'd like to see some mommy-style person pick this up and do literally just cafe-related streams. Really just, like, hand-camming, coffee-making, and, like, panis and wraps and stuff. Like, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Or someone who just likes, pumpkins, or just, like, is super into the character. Like, I am super into being Sena, so. And speaking of being super into being Sena, let's switch over to being Sena. I'm sick of it! I'm sick of this! Okay, one last. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright, let's put on Sena. Sena. Sena? Oh, I just realized I don't have my little paper Sena anymore. Not paper Mario Sena, but like the little black and white one that I did before. On my old PC. I don't think I moved that one over. Dang! I'll have to make a new one. Voila! Okay. There we go. Okay! Whoa! Whoa, this is like a culture shock. Switching over to this. Alright. Boom! Shaka-laka-laka, maka-laka, boom, boom. Alright. That is the stream. I thank you guys so much for coming. Let me get you guys set up for a raid. Please stick around for the raid because it's nice to, you know, greet other people and be like, hey, I came from Sena. Or one of the bears. You know? It feels nice also for people who are getting raided to be like, oh my god, hi! Alright, let's see. Oh, a lot of people are alive. I like it when a lot of people are alive. Okay, let's see here. What sounds funnest? Sounds like fun. That sounds very baby. Wow. This sounds fun. Okay. We'll go over here. Okay, that is where I'm going to be sitting here. Alrighty. Okay, I have you all set up. Thank you guys for coming. I will see you on my channel on Wednesday for Wifey Wednesday. If I have a stream tomorrow, it will be to... I don't know yet. I'm still waiting to hear back from Ari. And I said I was gonna reach out, but then I forgot it. So I gotta reach out and just figure out what day she wants for today, for this week, so that way, I can plan out the rest of this month and be like, wow, thanks for the stream, it was fun, thank you for the donut, John Garrison. Ah, that's a nice last name. But we did the monster tier list, the cryptid deep dive. There will be a model reveal this week for the we're going with a gummy bear. For this week for the like model debut for the Halloween thing. And then there will be some sort of horror game. I will more than likely play Phasmophobia with Ari Lunami. I don't know if it'll be on her channel or mine or what day, so we're just waiting on that. And then Wifey Wednesday on my channel, and we'll be doing something spooky themed. And then we'll go from there. I think next week we will do I have a Gartic phone collab with Naomi Cielo and another model debut, and then Wifey Wednesday on Carrie's channel. And I think I will do I don't know, maybe like a hand cam of some sort of making some Halloween decorations, because I really like making Halloween decorations. I think it's really fun. And then I might try to drop some pre-recorded content for you guys of like cooking fall themed foods, because I bought another butternut squash. And I actually really feel like it's soup season. It's finally cold, and I'm like, okay, I gotta pump out all my favorite recipes. So I will probably do that as a lot of pre-recorded content because there's a lot less, like, probability of yabs. Because I do have stainless steel cookware now, just for the sake of just, it's better cookware. But it does increase the likelihood of a yab. So I will probably pre-record that kind of stuff for now until I have, like, a larger space to work within to better aim candles and cameras and reflections and things like that. Because I don't know about you, but if I am cooking late at night or just cooking in general and it's just me alone in my house, I don't feel the need to dress up. And now I have been exposed to the world on camera and you're like, God, she looks awful. And I'm like, I agree. I have nothing done. Like, I just showered, my hair is pulled back and it's sopping wet, and I am wearing, like, the ugliest outfit because I'm in pajamas cooking. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that. My confidence is already quite low most times. I don't need that. Just like, Sena looks rough. Oh god, I think I'd cry. I'd cry. And I'd hope you'd say it to my face at least, you know, have some nuts, but yeah. Always do what makes you more comfortable. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, unfortunately. So, we'll see. I'm hoping to release some content related to that. And then I want to do some crocheting stuff. So some more cozy stuff. And then as well as, you know, spooky stuff. A lot of the cozy stuff will gear more towards October. And I will have a much better planned out stuff by then because I kind of have to, because I have to plan a anniversary / dono-thon. So that'll be fun. Yeah, but that's what we have to look forward to. You can check on YouTube when I schedule things. I try to have things scheduled a little bit in advance. So we'll see what happens. From there, I will give you the other stuff. But yes, okay. That's everything. Whatever, Orange Lady. Okay, I will catch you guys either tomorrow or Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for coming. It's been a pleasure, as per usual. And I hope you guys all have a really nice night. Now, Sena, we don't care about the coarse flesh that is also possessed at times by you. Yes, I know. The poor bear lady caught in her jammies with her fur wet. Oh, no. Bye. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Goodbye, y'all. See you later. Bye-bye.